Hi everyone. Today I wanted to do kind of a creative video because I was talking to one of the top players in SE about Guild Boss, and if you didn't know this, the boss, one of the players used to be able to kill this boss consistently until they IGG nerfed his strategy. But anyways, it's kind of like a race to the top again almost, where people are thinking about new strategies for how to kill it. And my video today is just going to be me theory crafting what I think might be a best strategy that I don't see people using yet. And of course I might be completely wrong. I might be completely off the mark. And I give credit to all these players, including one who found out a way to kill it, for being really innovative. And it's fun to think of new strategies, so I figured I'd share mine. And I don't have the resources to test it at the top level, but if someone who's watching this does, I don't know, maybe it'll just might be the next Guild Boss killer. But anyways, the strategy I have involves the new hero Samurai Warrior, and there's a lot of great things this guy has that I think will allow people to get a higher score than with what they're currently using. And you might be wondering, what does Samurai Warrior do exactly that would give you such a high score? And the answer is really he does a lot of different things, and I'll go into detail on each one of them. So the first one that he does is that if he's on the battlefield and he's casting his skills, which you obviously will want him to do for this strategy, the enemy is going to be taking 50% more damage. That is at, let me just find it. So he's going to be affecting the boss with a status called Heavily Wounded, where they will take 50% more damage. Now, this is a huge increase because the only other way to get a target to take a flat percent increase of true damage, or more damage, sorry, is with the Bullhead aid. And a flat 50% increase from this alone is a lot. And again, I might be completely wrong, but I'm kind of adding things together. And this is only one of the things that he has, but it's a good one, just to mention it. Now, the second thing that he has that makes him really good is that this is the real icing on the cake for me, is that he inflicts bleed for 24 seconds. So the reason that's very good is because it allows you to use the hammer for the guild boss. Now there's two reasons why you want to use the hammer. The first one is that heroes equipped with hammer deal 75% more damage to bleeding units. By the way, Samurai Warrior can also stun enemies, so that also is affected by hammer bonus damage, as you can see. But more than that is that if you ever looked at guild boss setups, people rarely use Berserker Aid, and that's very good, because that means you can activate the second part of hammer, which gives you crit rate and hit rate. Now we're looking for the crit rate, which can stack up to 5 times, which is effectively 40% more crit. So, if you put this on Zafan, as the battle goes on, he will eventually be getting 40% more crit. An even better reason why you would want to use the hammer is because it's better than the weapon people are currently using, which is the axe. Now you might be wondering why that is. Again, this is all my theory. I don't know if this is true. But the axe gives you 35% more damage, whereas the hammer gives you 75% more damage. So that's a 40% damage increase. Now, obviously, you need bleeding on the enemy for this to work. But if you have Samurai Warrior, they will be bleeding the entire duration of the battle. So you basically get a 40% damage increase, and he causes enemies to take 50% more damage. Now, there's one more reason why, I think Samurai is a really good addition to a lineup, and that is because he has the highest attack in the game, just behind Ironclad. So I think it's 935. And his masteries are good. His skill does direct damage. His divine does an insane amount of damage. And his even better is his skill can be cast with I don't know if anyone's actually used it. You can cast it twice basically before it goes on cooldown. So he's doing loads of damage. And you can put the hammer on him, and you can also put the hammer on Zafan, so they're each getting that 75% damage bonus. But let's look at his hero masteries, because he has something else that's pretty good. Where is it? He obviously has a bunch of damage masteries, which will make his score very high, the guild boss. This one increases skill damage of nearby human heroes. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this would be the only guild boss hero that is used at the top level, which has this mastery. So to have this on someone like Chrono Keeper, who else is a human that is deployed? Ironclad. I can see this adding up by the end of the battle. Imp Mistress might even count as human, I'm not sure. But, yeah. So let's just take a look at the top setup, because if we're going to use him, we would need to replace someone that is currently being used, obviously. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure who that would be, who we would replace. But if I had to guess, I would say Penthesilea. Let me see if this guy uses him too. Okay, so this guy doesn't use Penthesilea. So it's pretty interchangeable based if the top two guys are using different setups. There must be some ability to sway what your lineup is. But yeah. There's one other thing I wanted to mention for a possible idea I had, and that is that this hero might not actually be the best to use. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the reason she's used is because her red imp gives damage reduction to guild boss. But there's actually a hero that increases damage reduction, or reduces damage reduction more than she does, and that is this hero. Her skill reduces damage reduction by 60%, whereas imp does it by 50%, I believe. So it's just something to think about. I wonder if she would end up being better than imp in the long run. I'm not too sure, but again, I don't know. And along with that, obviously there's a glyph that is very useful for reducing damage reduction, and that is the academic triangle. Let me just open it here. You know, if guild boss heroes in their lineup have this, obviously this will be a huge game changer, and I think that's the hardest aspect of guild boss, is you need a really specific glyph setup for your heroes that might not be too efficient for other game modes, but I guess that's the trade-off if you want the highest score. So having that on that set would be really good, I'd imagine. And yeah, those are all the ideas I had for now. I'm not too in tune with guild boss strategies, but it was just an idea I had. I figured I'd share it. Maybe it's complete shit and no one ever does that strategy, but yeah. There's one more thing, actually, that I just realized today when I was doing my strategy, and that is on the... It might be other bosses too, but I noticed top players do it for the Arcane Elder boss, is that they use Storm Rider as a hero aid. And that's because this guy's skills reduce the attack rate of your allies by 60% right here. I think there's another skill that does the same. But if you have Storm Rider, obviously that duration is much so reduced, and which essentially translates to more damage. So, yeah, I'll wrap it up for this video. That's all I had for now. Again, if someone ends up testing this, that'd be really, really cool. Hopefully Samurai Warriors at the top one day. And, yeah, that's it for now. Thank you guys for watching.